Hi YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my May 2023 flip through. I know I say this all the time in my videos that, oh, I'm gonna do a flip through, oh, I'm gonna do a flip through, and it seems like I never really follow through with it. Hopefully moving forward I can. This is May. I still have like a couple of more months that I'm missing, especially with the notebooks that I used of my own. So as you can see, this is one that I kind of created, and this is the one that so far from 2023 that I like the best, I would say. Oh, excuse me, I know I'm yawning too. But this is the one that I would say I like the best. I don't know if it's the color that really does it for me, or if it was the sticker or the fact that I finally got a chance to use it after having it for so long. So in here is just a little thing that I printed and posted in here. Life is beautiful. I thought it went so well with the month of May. I added some flowers in with this, and if you have watched any of my like videos in the past, then you'll know like I like to set up with a calendar that I put in the times that I work, and this works amazing for me. I always highlight whenever I pick up anything extra, but this is just a good tracker for me. That way, if I'm trying to figure out my hours, when I'm working, how much I've worked, especially if I'm comparing it to paychecks or anything of that sort, this just works out pretty well for me. So I added the flowers. This is actually a card that I got from the Dollar Tree. So you know how they have like the thank you cards or the blank set of cards where like 10 cards come in. This is just part of one of the sets that I got, and I thought it was really cute to go in. So in this particular month, I always try a lot of different things when it comes to like what I'm inserting in, and I feel like it just works for me. So this month I tried to do a goal tracker for not only myself but also my children, and for them it was pretty much just the outing. If you have watched any of my videos, then you know that I do have 2 special needs children, and so some of the things that may come basic or the norm for a lot of families is very, very different for me. So like outings consist of a lot of different things. And then I have my own over here where it's gonna always be read 2 books. Now if I actually do it, that's something different, but decluttering and just more movement. And I can tell you right now, I did not do, I don't think I did any of these. I'm still working on that work-life balance. Another big thing that I like to have within the notebooks that I set up is just an events tracker, and I like to have it like this because it gives a very clear view of what is coming up next and what I need to do, and this just works perfect for me. I included a memories one with this one. It did not work so well, and I probably won't be using it again. And I also always put what I'm grateful for, and this always works amazing for me. I've tried to do it separately and I'm not really consistent, but when I have it within the notebook that I'm in for that month, it just falls into place. And I'll just name some of the things that I was grateful for during the month of May, and that is the first of the month, I worked a full shift in my role in my new job. Not really new now. Not crying over issues. And it can range from things that are really, really huge to me to things that are significantly smaller than where I put in some things, which is good. Like supportive family, that is huge. But then when we go over to my mother cooking me dinner, for some, when you look at things as compares to like supportive family to my mom cooking dinner, I just like to think of anything that day that really, really stuck out for me. And that could be a simple someone smiled at me or someone said hi, because that makes a bit of a difference in every area of my life. So again, this is something I will always keep in books. In this month, I also did trackers. I can tell you right now, I am not the best with trackers at all. I do think they are very important, and that's why I continuously try them and try to use them, because I feel that it's just really, really important. It's a good thing to look back on. It's a good way to see what your habits are, habits that you might want to start, habits that you need to stop. I just think it's a good way to keep track of a lot of things. This first tracker was for my physical health. So I had like headaches down, facial swelling, because I do have lymphedema from cancer. So my face tends to swell sometimes, joints, my hands, and any infections that I might have, because I am also prone to getting infections, whether it's through my eye or within my system from post cancer. Here is a cleaning tracker. I was not good at keeping up with that. It just was not the best for me. I had a reading tracker, which, as you can see, the first couple of weeks I kept with, but then it slowly faded away. I also have a mood tracker, which I kept up pretty well besides the last 4 days. As you all know, the last week in a notebook, planner, whatever, I'm just not good at. I don't know why. I don't know if it's I'm so excited to move on to the next month and planning the next month and setting up a notebook or a planner until it just slips my mind, but I'm just not good at the last months. And in May, I seem to be more so anxious and kind of like meh kind of attitude and mood. I did keep a sleep tracker, and one thing I like about the notebooks is it gives you a chance to utilize so many different things and ways of tracking what's important to you. Sleep is very much important to me because I struggle so bad with it, and I also know the importance of it. So I used this, and I thought this was pretty cool because you were able to put the time that you went to sleep and woke up. And because I had an Apple Watch before I shattered it, but now I'm using my Fitbit, I'm still able to track my sleep, and it's just a good way to see like how well you're sleeping, and also in comparison to being able to complete tasks and goals. So as you can see, one day I barely slept any 1 hour and 10 minutes, and then later on that week 7 hours and 40 minutes. So it can go back and forth, and I wasn't good with that week or the ending of that one. So, and then I also had the habit trackers in the front, which, as you can see, I was not that well at keeping up with it, but it was something that I'm still working on. And then I realized I had the note section at the bottom, so for the last 2 weeks I put in not a good week of being intentional and struggled so much this week. So moving on, I did kind of separate everything at the beginning in terms of I like to do a weekly to-do list, and then I spread them out over the weeks when I'm doing my weekly setup. So that really works for me again the last week, and it just, the last week was just not a good day, a good week in planning. I have here my daily positive affirmations, and this was really helpful because whenever I had a not so good day, I was able to look in here and just read some affirmations off the top that I felt like really resonated with me without having to think of any myself. And just the simple, I believe in myself. I love myself for who I am. The best is yet to come. I am grateful for all the blessings. Today is going to be a good day. It's just really good to see. And I have Simone Biles here, and I guess I'm excited because she just did well and she's back like into things. So it's really just exciting to see her come back and just continue to be an inspiration for everyone. So I had her here because I feel like she represents so much, and she has been through a lot, and watching her life and just how she approached her challenges and dealing with that in front of everyone is amazing. And I feel like that takes a lot of guts and just dedication, determination, hard work, all of it. So I always have her in because this look just says a lot to me. This look says so much. Here is my expense trackers. This is the one thing that I miss having. Right now I'm using a budget book, the Erin Condren budget book, and I just put my expenses in on that. But I like to see them per week like this because I'm able to tally up what I spend on groceries, gas, personal, miscellaneous, eating out, household, and kids. And I'm able to see that at a snapshot. So if I'm looking at this, my highest week was actually the last week, where it totaled out to $439 between all of the categories. Food and movement, I have goals for that as well. And I can tell you right now, I did not meet these goals. Yeah, I don't think I met any of these, sadly. It's a work in progress. I think I need to be more realistic when I make these goals, and not things that I'm really aspiring to do, and versus the things that I actually can do and is attainable for me. So definitely be more specific. And the sad part is, I should know this because I've taught so many groups on goals, SMART goals, just all of the above. And I feel like when it comes to my own personal life, I definitely struggle with implementing some of the things that I do so often on a daily basis at work. Here is my tracking in terms of food. And yeah, this was good. I got a book from Walmart, and it was only like $2 something. And I took the pages out and put it in here because it fits so well. Oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Because it fits so well. I feel like when you do the first yawn, they just keep coming afterwards. But I just like to be able to see what I'm eating. Now more than ever, it's more important to me now than it was when I was doing any previous months, because I am pre-diabetic. So I have been trying to lower and just control things on my own. I do have until December before I have to take more blood work to see how that is going. And I really just want to maintain this without having to eventually be on medicine or anything. So that's really important. I like how everything was all here. So I have my steps here, the amount of water I drank, and my sleep. So everything was able to fit in these little boxes. And exercise. As you can see, no exercise on these days. No exercise. Like literally no exercise. And then the last week, again, where it's a struggle. So I did have some days where I met my mark in terms of walking, which 10,000 is my goal for each day, and I've came pretty close. See what I tell you? Like, you do that one yawn and it just keeps coming afterwards. Yeah, I've gotten pretty close on a lot of these days. 8,000, 8,000, 6,000, which is not the case now. So I need to get back into it. I know my job doesn't require me to walk as much as I did when I worked at the hospital, but I still need to make more of an effort. This is one of my favorite scriptures about how God's strength is made perfect and weakness. So I always like to keep scriptures that mean a lot to me close by. So to have this in here is good. This is another card that came from the Dollar Tree, like 10 card sets. And this did not work. I don't know why I want to be a time blocker so bad. I want to time block so bad. I have tried countless times to time block. And I'm just not able to do it. It just doesn't work for me. This setup was extremely small. I write much bigger than this, so it was such a struggle to even try to get it to fit on here. But then it also showed me just how much I work, and I'm like, I work a lot. And here, the last 2 weeks, I just put it didn't work. It was no sense in me even trying to do this. And that is me. And here is a section where I saved for my weekly reflections. And I kind of wish I would have done this in the book that I'm in now, because I think reflections is extremely important, and it goes back to the whole habits and everything that I was talking about earlier in terms of just being able to see that progress, seeing the strengths as well as what I need to improve on. So having the weekly reflections was very helpful, and I felt like it had 3 areas that was really good for me. The biggest successes for that week, the biggest challenge for that week, and one thing I learned that week. And going over some of the things that I learned in May was patience is a virtue. I need, and it circled, a routine for even the smallest of things. I also learned that I need more practice with planning and decor, and that nothing changes if nothing changed. And that just speaks volume. Nothing changes if nothing changes. And a lot of times I have seen myself make goals and not complete them because nothing changed about either habits or just my motivation or view on things. And so nothing essentially changes if I don't choose to change anything. So I love that quote. And here is another scripture about anxiety. And I also love the fact that the person has on Converse, which is my favorite shoe. So perfect for me. I did not complete the monthly reflection, and I wish I would have done that. And here goes into my weeklies. And I did just a vertical, and it was nice. I feel like I was able to like really fill the page up. Things were going good. Yeah, I think overall. And then like the last half was a note section for the previous week, for the upcoming week. Yeah, I have fun in this, and that's one thing that I think about with the weeklies, and just creating your own notebook in general. It is fun. It is tailor-made for you. I would encourage you to do it if you haven't already done so. Just try it out and check out my February 2023 flip through, and it's with a very small composition, a mini composition notebook. And that's how I initially got started and just kept going from there. But just being able to create what it is that you need is super important, I feel. And so I had like some just things I jotted down throughout I was just playing around with some things going into June, because June was like, I want to say the last 2 or 3 days that was in the last week of that month. And so that's why I just chose to use those for dailies. As you can see, I did not use the rest of the book. Well, I did some journaling because I knew I had enough space to do so. So I did do some journaling, and it was pretty cool. My son had picked that flower for me. It's a picture of him. Grocery list. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. It was just good to be able to get everything in one book. Although I was not that consistent with the journaling, I am happy that I was able to do it. So yeah, just writing down some things. And I did not get to use the last of this, and part of me wanted to rip this out and see if I can just use this in any other notebook, but I was so afraid that if I ripped it out, it was going to just tear up everything and make it all bad. But maybe I'll try it, because I would hate for this paper to go to waste. But that is my flip through for May. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you have ever set up a notebook on your own, and if so, did you like it? And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.